Good morning from Rhyd Ddu. So we're live from Rhyd Ddu. We're going to go when friends get here to Nanthel Ridge. So we're going to do that. Put one car at one end and put the other one at the top end, so we can do the traverse of the ridge and then come down. So I've got a little bit of time before they get here, so just thought to do a quick live. And a bit of a live one while I put the kettle on. Start sorting out some kit for today. A dry top. Just keep a dry top. Old sock. I don't know how the hell that's got in there. That wouldn't be good, would it? Getting up to the top of the hill and needing your thin insulating gloves when you've got a bloody sock in there. So first things first, make a cup of tea and then get the flask warmed up for the day. So first things first, make a brew. And then I'll get the kit ready and go through some of that. Fridge. It's nice and cool. Apple out of there for breakfast, and one for the hill. So apologies if the signal dips in and out. Well, I dip in and out. So I had a very good night's sleep last night. Capel Curig. My mate should be here about an hour and a half, and then we're going to take another car up to Rhyd Ddu. So they're going to drop one at one end and then come down, pick me up. Kettle's almost done now. We need it's all a little bit, it seems a bit chaotic this morning, but it's organised chaos, if that makes sense. The other important thing for the day is warm the flask up. The flask warmed up a bit. Look at that toss. And the joy of having the pump. You just get your water very easy. And get that back on the boil. So the next thing sorted is get some grub packed. So my hill food. So what do I pack for snacks on the day? I'll take this hat off, it's all warm. So flapjacks. Going to be doing a lot of walking today, so some flapjacks, chocolate, cornflake custard. We'll throw some of them. Some of the other lads will have these as well. They also chuck in a couple of chocolate bars. So I tend not to eat like big meals on the hill, just picky bits like this for when you stop. I'll make a couple of rolls, and I also have a couple of energy gels as well, so they'll go into the bag. These ones are currently so SIS, Science and Sport, but I've got these left over from the Alps. And so I'm waiting for my order of stuff from Talk. And so we'll start being taken out toxins out. That's good stuff. Never turn down a cornflake cluster. Apologies for the chewing sounds. So just a little bag of stuff I can readily eat on the hill. It's easily palatable. Apple as well. Keep them in the fridge are really good. I'll have one of those for breakfast. There's always something about making a cup of tea in the van or cooking outdoors. It does just seem to taste a bit better, right? So we'll pop this brew on. Throw the other stuff in the kettle just to warm. Keep the flask warm for today. And we'll take you out and have a quick look outside the van in a minute. Hi, Isabel. And that'll just warm the flask up. Yorkshire tea bags. Making a cup of tea and sorting out my flask for the hill for the day. They always seem to have sugar on the hill or on a hill day. I don't know why. So there's that done. Right. I'll start getting my kit sorted now. Like I said, there's some gels. There's an apple for breakfast as well. There's my cocoa pop. Just my bag of grub. I also put some Pringles in there, which I put in another bag. So we're going to be out for a good majority of the day. So having snacks and stuff that you can just eat easy, I find, for me personally, on the hill. And I'll tend to have like a cheese roll or something like that that's a bit more stodgy for dinner. Right, so there's that one done. Anyway, let's take you outside and have a look at where we are. So, Rhyd Ddu used to be a bit of a quiet. This is the southern side of Snowdon, and used to be a lot quieter, but it's chocker this morning already. Anyway, we'll go and have a quick look. Let's get this off. And we'll turn this round. Let's have a look out there. So, there's the van, a bit of a mess at the minute. So, this has got a big quarry and mining history. I don't know why this camera's playing up tonight. Let me sort this out. Today, it's actually a bit off balance. That seems a bit, oh, does it? Yeah, we'll get there. So, you can see from here, let's go up this grass bit, and we'll come over. So yeah, it's got a big industrial past from here. So this is the Snowdonia narrow gauge railway. So you can see, oh, they are the best flavoured Pringles. They're quite naughty really once you start on them. It's literally once you pop you can't stop. So this is what they used to transport goods up and down from the quarries. So the track is still active. So it's a tourist thing now. It goes from Carnarvon to Bethgelert, I think, the Welsh Highland Railway. So yeah, you can see what they would transport, bits and pieces up the valley. This is a little bit of a memory garden, very well kept. So I think this is people who spent a bit of time on the Welsh Railway. So let's have a look up there. So the route is, I've been on this as a kid, it's been years. So I'm at Rhyd Ddu Isabel. It's just a little village south of Snowdon. So it goes from Carnarvon all the way through where we are, Rhyd Ddu, Bethgelert. And then by the look of it, I think if I remember, so yeah, it comes down to Minforth and then Porthmadog. I think that's the end of the line. Looking at the legend on the map. So yeah, it comes Porthmadog all the way up Bethgelert, lovely little village, Rhyd Ddu, and Snowdon Range is a little bit further up the back there. So today, where are we? September 5th, 6th, 7th, DNA. So 11:15. So we will just miss that, unfortunately. So let's have a quick look here. So this is the narrow gauge railway that goes all the way back down to the quarries. That's the water tank, which is active. So it's obviously a steam railway, this one. So they come and pick the water up from here. So that's where we're going in a bit. The mountains there. Welsh Dragon for Wales. So look, zoom out of that. So Rhyd Ddu. Snowdon in the background there. So I think this is the oh, it is lovely Wales. Oh, there's a lot to do, Isabel. It's one of them places that you just never tire of. So yeah, it's the station shelter. car park is filling up now. So we'll be up on them mountains later on. I'll just take you around there and have a look at the lake quick. So you can see the other water tank there where the steam train will pick the water up from. So in the background you have Moilelio, which is a cracking walk. So it comes along all that ridge line there. You can drop down to the Col and then you drop further down, you can pick the Ranger path up. Or what you can do is carry on to Moel Cwmcarion, I think, if I remember right, which is over there. And then you'll drop down and pick the Snowdon Ranger path up. So this one you can just make out a river, and then you can see the Ranger path, and the path that we're next to is Rhyd Ddu. Oh, beautiful, isn't it? So red lights, nothing that way, nothing that. So I'll just start getting the kit ready in a minute. So I'll go through what I'll be taking out onto the hill today. I don't think the weather's going to be too bad, especially, excuse the bed head. Slept in the van last night, which was a cracking sleep. I think I tend to sleep better in the van than I do at home, actually. So, back into the van, which is a bit of a tip because I'm getting all my kit ready. Let's put this tripod, sort this out. Trying to get myself a bit more organised for these live feeds. So, getting kit sorted for today. So in my other bag, I tend to try and lay it out. I don't get up and I've forgotten half my stuff. Dry top. Always take a dry t-shirt. I do. I think if you are gonna have an injury or anything like that, that's what will cool you down, is a wet t-shirt. So I always just have dry t-shirt in there as well. Hat, gloves. I tend to carry 2 pairs of gloves. Today the weather's not going to be too bad, and thin insulating jacket. So that goes into my bag. So this is like my stopping bag, if that makes sense. So if I come to the summit or something and I'll going to hang around for a bit, or it's a bit cold and I'm having a brew, I'll just put my insulating jacket out. So that'll be shoved in the bottom of the bag. So that's that. Walking poles, collapsible lecky ones. These are the carbon fibre ones. They're expensive, but they're light, so they'll go in. My digital SLR, that'll go in today. In its bag, so we'll put that in its dry bag. That'll come in. This is just my kit white. So that's that one. A bit of tea. So I have a thin Rab Vaporize. That goes in. They are good. I run hot, so I sweat a lot, so I need to wick that out. What's my boots? My boots today, most of the time, the Rebel Lights. That's what these are. So I'm on my fourth pair of these now. So they don't last as long as what the traditional boots do, regarding like leather fabric, but you know, everything's a compromise. So that's my boots. As you see, these are battered. They go to the Alps. I find that all my boots, the backs wear down here. So I'll put in, you can't see really there, but there's like a piece of fabric that goes in, stops the backs wearing down, or if they do, it stops you getting blisters. So that's that kit. They'll all go into my bag. So this is just my basic kit. If obviously the weather's going to be poor, or depending on the time of year, then I'll pack more, but I'll take this gilet as well. That'll go in the bag there, which I'll put that in another dry bag. So yeah, I don't think I really need too much today. Trousers. These are, because it's get autumn now, well, it's a bit more cold than I think. I always use a mountain equipment Ibeck. My socks, there's them bit sores anyway. So yeah, that's that. That's most of the kit. The basic kit packed. Obviously, if I'm doing filming and stuff, I'll take all my other bits and pieces. So I have a little emergency bag in there. I always carry, let's just go through that. I always have a trauma bandage. So if you do come across anything, or certainly in the winter with ice axe and crampons and stuff, there's a chance of putting something through one of your arteries or anything like that. So I always carry that in there. And the big one, sun cream. Don't forget that. So this is just a basic one. Zip ties. I always carry a couple of zip ties in there. It's amazing what you can do with a couple of zip ties. Mini first aid kit. So I just have a very basic one. It's my inhalers. I carry very emergency blanket. Even on a warm day, once you cool down, you can get hypothermic pretty quick. So when we used to go out to, when I was in rescue team, you go out to casualties, you'd always think that they were hypothermic anyway, even before you got there. So you'd work on the assumption that they were, because it doesn't take long to cool down. And then yeah, some personal medication and bits and pieces like ibuprofen, stuff like that. Tape. They can be good for multiple things. I have some Compeed in there as well for any blisters, but they are a couple of zip ties in your bag, honestly. If you lace, I've got a spare lace in there as well, I should have said that. But I fixed crampons and stuff on the hill with these, where I've had a crampon breakage. So a couple of zip ties around the crampons to save the day, literally. So that's just my basic first aid kit for personal use. It's all tailored to wherever I'm going, really, in the time of year. So if it's winter, I'll have some hand warmers and stuff in there as well, and that just stays in the bag most of the time. So that's that, really. So the lads are going to be here soon, so I'm going to pack myself away and get my bag sorted properly. Get my phone back on charge, and I'll hopefully do a live feed from the top of the mountain. So yeah, if you want to tune back in, so give it, I'm hopeful about midday or 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock maybe. If not, if it's good signal, and try and do a live feed before there's walking up. But yeah, you can see it's getting busy here now. So thanks for tuning in. Cheers.